there's this. Have you guys ever watched the movie Imitation of Life before?
I bet I talk about Shane's favorite actor.
Okay. No, I'm just talking about anybody. We don't want to make an assumption because but if you watch the movie Imitation of Life, there's a part in there where she goes to see an agent, and the agent just tells her, "Listen, if you want to make it in this business, you're gonna sleep with every director who wants to sleep with you. You're gonna do this. You're gonna." He pretty much spelled it out. Nobody thought twice about that scene because it's the truth. You know that's just what goes down. It was mentioned in the movie. That it just didn't come out of nowhere. That's just what it is. So if you want to go into Hollywood, just understand that somebody may proposition you. You may have to do some things you wouldn't normally do. Okay? It's possible. Now, you can turn it down like Kelly Clarkson obviously did, and you can still excel possibly the long route, or you can go the easy, fast route.
Go ahead, Cookie.
I think there's not necessarily you got to bust it open every time. I think that Denzel, I don't know if y'all know, I pride myself in being a historical person. When Denzel first started, his wife was an actress or actor, whatever they want to be called now, and very known actress, and it traded out in order for him to keep his black wife. She doesn't act anymore, and then all of a sudden Denzel's acting. It was like both of them could not be actors. It's the same thing with Angela Bassett. Her husband fell off and he doing TV shows, and she's the blockbuster actor. If you look at these couples that are seemingly untouched, is because the sacrifice was probably for them one or the other's career. Like y'all both can't have the fame. You know what I mean? So just to make who is that, Miss Shan, feel better. Maybe Denzel just said, or his wife was like, which was what she was supposed to do. Like, you go ahead and be the actor. I'll stay at home, because she was an actress, and her career was like after Denzel started getting big roles. So I thought I'd throw that in there.
I want to ask you guys this: do you think that Katt Williams have something to be worried about now? Do you think he need to look over the shoulder? Is he canceled? Is this more serious than we?
He's already. I was going to say, I think he's already positioned himself kind of like others, like in other industries, like how Lewis brought up the fact that with Kanye, they tried to come at him, but because he's invested in other things, he, still had money to do the things he need to do with it. I think Katt Williams solidified himself as a comedian kind of on his own. So they don't necessarily have that same kind of power because he does his own tours. He pays for all of those things himself. But one of the things that I also wanted to say, you had asked earlier, JR, about how are people saying that he is being, that he's hating. And I don't necessarily think that he's hating by any means. That I didn't get that feeling. But what I did think that it could come across to people who are saying that is that he's being like petty, in a sense of that he was angry. It came across as him being angry at some of these comedians because of, and him having beef with some of these comedians. And so now I'm mad. So now I'm on this platform and I'm telling all y'all business, right? So I think that's where some of the people are coming from when they're saying that, he was hating, because if it was truly about what Lewis was saying before about him trying to protect others, or if you know something, is happening, he was like, oh, I messed up here, don't do this. If that was the case, I think that it wouldn't have taken this long for him to come out on a platform like this to expose all of that. So that's why I say I think part of it for others can come across as him being like hating.
Yeah, but I do think he hates a little bit. I do. I really do. So this is the reason why. Because if he knew about them stealing jokes and doing all that, if that was it, then let that be it. But it now you talking about how they got there. Yeah, I think you are. You trying to find a way to get back at them, and so to accuse them of sleeping around or doing certain tricks or that is a way to get back at somebody. I think I do think that's his end goal.
I want to say something about this because I remember. Sorry, Jay. Real quick. I made a short little video about Sexy Red, and I just want to clarify when it comes to selling your soul, it's a figure of speech. I'm not trying to get spiritual. It's a figure of speech, and what it really means is doing wrong to anybody or in any way to gain something, to gain what you want. That's what it means, right? Just doing the wrong thing. Which you know you don't believe in your soul spirit, that is the right thing to do to gain something, whatever it is that you want. So it's not just Hollywood. It could be rap stars. It could be anybody. It could be a job, whatever. So people do this every day, going against your own belief system, not anybody else's, but your own. I brought that up to say back to my Sexy Red video that I made. I was like, yo, this like her. Oh, what was it? It was the little kids dancing to the Sexy Red, that Sexy Red and Drake song. That's what it was. And the kids, I was like, this is a crying shame. And then you had people talking about I'm hating on Sexy Red. What I got to hate on Sexy Red for? So it made me a little bit like every time you speak the truth, people try to silence you by calling you a hater. Like that is crazy to me. Yes, some people do hate. Yes, some people do hate, but just because you're saying that you don't agree with some, I don't agree that kids should be shaking their butts and twerking and listening to Sexy Red. It doesn't mean I'm hating. Believe me, because I don't want my kids to do it. So it doesn't mean I'm hating. If I believed it was okay, then my kids would be doing that. So no.
I agree. It's the hating goes on a small level. I got called a hater because I said there's a difference between a fine woman and a fit woman. And they're not the same. And I got called a hater, so by a friend, by a homeboy. So it is what it is. That's what people think.
What?
Balance. His whole thing was he was accusing them of stealing jokes. That's what his whole just for this interview was, them stealing jokes. Then stay on there and talk about that. Why they go into talking about other things like parts and not getting certain parts, or them doing certain activities and all of that. Why go into that? No, I think it is a little bit of hate now. I think he trying to, I think he did it try to, make it more spicy for the interview than more because stealing jokes is like they all say they all steal jokes. Katt Williams stole some goddamn jokes. This ain't nothing new.